Greetings everybody. So the 74 Lesabre, I've made a lot of progress on this car. I'm actually starting to enjoy it. The big thing was it was leaking serious amounts of oil when I got it, and finally got around to it. I've been so busy. This thing's been sitting. I think I've had it a month now, but got around to it this weekend. Pretty much spent all weekend on it. It turns out two reasons. The oil pan bolts were loose, and it was a quart over. Somebody put an extra quart of oil in this car. So I think that, and I think the pressure of the extra quart and the loose bolts, and I was hoping I'd get lucky and just tighten up the bolts on the pan and the leak would go away, but it didn't. I had to pull the oil pan this past weekend, and I've never had good luck upside down, without the engine, with the engine in the car, trying to put a new gasket in. So I just used some really good gasket sealer, made a gasket, and so far it's been leak free. The transmission was leaking too. That one I got lucky with. I just tightened up the bolts on the pan, and that leak went away. I buffed it out, polished it. Another big issue was the brake lights and the tail lights were all screwed up, and it turned out it'd be a short. It was actually, I tried my best to find it. I had to take it to my genius mechanic and he figured it out. But the wires were shorted together, but now the brake and tail lights are working. Everything's working good on it. The dash lights are working. Interior cleaned up real nice. I put a real inexpensive aftermarket stereo that I found used. I put that in, and did some 6x9 speakers in the back. I got to get a brake pedal cover. And let's see, take a look. I got some the floor mats, which are color matched the interior. They're close, at least. I cleaned up the wheels real good and repainted the black on the inside of the wheels. And let's see, this was that's still heavy. This was a really weird issue when I got the car. I couldn't figure out what was going on because the alternator that was on the car had one pulley on it, and there was the belt coming from the engine to the pulley, and then there was no belt on the AC compressor. And I thought, well, that's weird. How do they run the AC compressor? Well, it turns out I did some research. It's supposed to have this dual pulley alternator, so one belt turns the alternator, and then the other belt, which I've never seen this, but the other belt for the AC compressor rides over this pulley, just over the top of it, and then goes to the compressor. So fix that. I've started cleaning it up a little bit. The engine, I'm going to have the air cleaner powder coated, and I got a brand new decal for it. Think like that will look real nice. And then as far as I took that, the blanket, the fire blanket was really, really worn, so I took that off. I'm either going to replace that, or I'm not sure whether to paint this. I might just paint it and do white or flat black. I'm not really too concerned with fire. If it catches on fire, I'm running away from it and calling my insurance company. But other than that, it started to be it's a fun car to drive. When people wave, soccer moms hitting on me. I gotta put my ring back on. I'm kidding. Anyway, I'll update it. I'm going to fix a couple more issues on the car, and then I'm considering. It's really sad because this car is a big 455 Buick, but it's only putting out like 160 horsepower. 1974. We had the gas crunch. We had emissions, and this car's single exhaust. It's a 2-barrel carburetor. Really wake it up with some dual exhaust and a 4-barrel. And it really wouldn't be a lot of money to do. I may do it, I may not, but I'm just really enjoying the car now. So I'll keep it updated. All right, take care.